الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا العبد المؤيد والرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف وجعلنا من خير أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته. أما بعد، الصبر من الإيمان كالرأس من الجسد. وعن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم الصبر في ثلاثة: صبر عن المعصية، وصبر في الطاعة، وصبر في المصيبة. The concept of patience in the teachings of Quran is one of the major concepts that builds up the special mentality of a faithful. What is the meaning of patience? Some people think, or some believe, that patience is only to tolerate oppression. This is a negative meaning of patience. Maybe in Christianity, the thing that they believe that Isa Masih, the Jesus, has said that if someone slapped you on right, turn your left side to slap your left. So, it is not at all one of the teachings of prophets. If we mean this against the non-believers and the superpowers, oppressors. If someone is oppressor and did something wrong, you have to resist. It is narrated from Abu Abdullah al-Hussein salawatullah wa salamuhu alayh. I have read this hadith in Baharul Anwar, that Abu Abdullah al-Hussein had a piece of land that Marwan ibn al-Hakam had confiscated it from Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. So Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam came to Marwan ibn al-Hakam, I believe in the Darul Imara, where he was ruling. It happened at the time that Marwan ibn Hakam was the ruler of Medina. Imam alayhi salam said, you have to give him back my land. Marwan said, it is not your land. Imam said, you know that I am right and it is my land. Again, Marwan denied it. Imam alayhi salam came forth, took the grab of him, put him on the ground and sat on his chest and said, you have to say that it is yours. And Marwan ibn Hakam couldn't do anything, move anything. Someone was there and said, I haven't seen anyone have this dare to do such a thing to a ruler. Marwan said, you said it because of your jealousy that I didn't say anything to Abu Abdullah. If you want to know, Hussein is right. The land is him. Once Abu Abdullah al-Hussein heard that he declares that the land is him, Imam stood up. Said, I only wanted from you to hear this point. That the land is mine. I did not come here for the land itself. Land would be for you, yourself. Only I wanted you to declare that this land is mine. So you see here that forgiveness where works. Not if someone come and slap you on your right, you say, okay, I forgive you. Do another to my left. It's wrong. Yes, if someone come and slap you on your right, and after that you say, why you beat me? Say, okay, I apologize. I declare that I was wrong. So here is the place for forgiveness. So this meaning of patience is totally wrong to say if someone is wrong at you, is doing wrong, you wait, you don't say anything. It is not the logic of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein salawatullah alayhi. It is not the logic of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam to do it. I didn't want to mention anything about these things, but God knows that I didn't prepare myself to say even this hadith. But once we are here and we explain it, I believe that this is one thing that in one sentence I go to my own discussion. The things that happened in the Shab Ashur, I think that they are regretful. And the people that were there and said that we do not like these things, and some of these people said that we were not involved in it, so we accept. If they say that we are regretful and we don't repeat it, so we accept. Because this is the thing that Imam salawatullah alayhi did. I don't want to make it a metaphor that we say we are Imam Hussein and our brothers are Marwan. No, not to this. We are brothers. And God knows that today I heard that one of these brothers got injured in his hand, and his hand is, for example, getting worse I said someone have to take care of him. You see, even if they did something wrong, they are our brothers. But as I said, the ones who promote these things and continue to promote these things, they have to be taken care of them. This was something that, as my discussion came to this point, I said only. God knows that I didn't prepare myself to say these things. Say a salawat. Patience. What is the meaning of patience? First of all, what is the importance of patience in Islam? In the Riwayah says that Ma'sum alayhi salam says that as-sabru min al-iman kar-ra's min al-jasad. If you want to know the position of patience to the faith, is like the head to the body. If a body doesn't have head, there isn't any purpose on that body. So that body cannot move, cannot do anything, cannot do any activity. So if the faith is going to work, it has to have patience with it. Patience is the major part of the faith. So if you are faithful, you have to be patient in all aspects of life. So what is the meaning of patience? Sometimes we start a kind of activity. At the midst of the activity, some problem comes forth. Sometimes we get tired. We cannot continue that easily. Here is the meaning of patience. That you have to be patient. Even though you have grief, you are tired, you are doing it with lots of difficulty, you have to tolerate this difficulty of doing this thing, this good thing, and continue doing it. This is the true meaning of patience in Islam. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam says patience is in three things. Sabrun fi ta'ah. When you want obey Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, to do wajibat, to do necessary things, at the midst of doing the necessary things, maybe they are difficult. Maybe you have grief, but you have to be patient to finish this worship, to finish this obeying Allah tabarak ta'ala to the end, to the last moment of your life. So if you say prayers, you have to be patient every day, continue doing it. Not one day doing it and one day say I'm tired, I don't want to do it. Patience is here continuing the worship. You want to do Hajj. Hajj is difficult a little bit. You have to learn something, you have to apply some rules, you have to consider these things, you have to be careful, you have to be patient to reach the end of Hajj. If you don't care how you do the a'mal, so one single thing if you forget or if you don't consider, your Hajj would be batil, like a body without head. You have to be patient. This is one part. So, saying salat, you need patience. Doing sawm, fasting, you need patience. It is very evident, and even in the Quran, sometimes when Quran wants to say do fasting, says استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة. Fasting itself, the nature of fasting is patience. Because from the very beginning you have to tolerate, continue, tolerate hunger, tolerate thirst, all these things. So this is there. Hajj needs that. Jihad means that. Migration to the cause of Allah needs that. Anything, any positive thing that you want to do that is considered a worship, it needs patience. The second thing is sabrun anil ma'siyah. That was an activity, you have to continue doing that activity. That was an example of patience. Another example of patience is that you should prevent yourself not doing something. This is also patience. So, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that the second example of patience is preventing yourself from sin. Once happens that you in a situation that it is ready for doing sin, you have to prevent yourself. If you want to look at a bad sight, something that is not allowed, so you have to be patient not to look. You want to do it. You are eager to do it. You have to imprison yourself, your desires. So it needs a kind of patience. This is another kind of patience. The third kind of patience is sabrun fil musibah. When a disaster comes, you have to be patient. How? Once a disaster comes, the nature of us is that we cry. We curse everything. We say, what is this? What is that? Even in the bottom of our heart, we say, oh Allah, why you let these things be? Sabrun anil fil musibah means that if a disaster, something that undesirable came forth, you have to have patience. Not to go off from your position of ubudiyah, of the servant of Allah. If you lost your dear one, you shouldn't say, oh Allah, you oppressed me. Aliyadu billah. Even in meaning, in the deep, your heart, you shouldn't say that. You have to have patience. You have to keep calm. Don't say anything. So this is patience. Three things. How good Rasulullah salawatullah salamu alayhi explains the things, and how easy and how simple. So وَبَشِّرَ الصَّابِرِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. This is one of the examples. There are other examples in Quran as well. الصابرين في البأساء والضراء وحين البأس. The ones who are patient in the war. So this is the sabr fi ta'ah. And we have to be patient when the sin comes forth. Today was the 11th day of Muharram. Ahlul Bayt are yet in Karbala. Only by this evening they were ordered to ride on camels and go to Kufa. It's very hard to explain how sad this was. Sometimes to be patient is very easy. But once the disaster is very high and the musibah is very great, even sometimes someone like Imam Sajjad salawatullah alayhi cannot bear it. That's why in the Rawayah says, once the musibah of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein comes forth, فَلِمِثْلِهِ فَلْتَضْرَفِ الدُّمُوعِ وَلْيَصْرُخِ الصَّارِخُونَ وَيَضِجَّ الضَّاجُّونَ وَيَعِجَّ الْعَاجُّونَ أَيْنَ الْحَسَنُ أَيْنَ الْحُسَيْنُ أَيْنَ أَبْنَاءُ الْحُسَيْنِ صَالِحٌ بَعْدَ صَالِحٍ وَصَادِقٌ بَعْدَ صَادِقٍ. For someone like Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, for the musibah of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, the eyes have to weep and people have to cry. For this reason, so sometimes we cannot wait, cannot keep patience for some of these things. So this was the thing that happened to Imam Sajjad salawatullah alayhi. Do you want to know what happened this evening to Imam Sajjad alayhi salam? You know that Imam Sajjad was sick. They saw that he cannot control and stand on the camel. So they brought a bear camel. It didn't have anything to ride on it. You know that the camel is not an animal that you can, a bear camel, you can ride on it. It's very difficult. They wanted to Imam Sajjad alayhi salam to ride the bear camel. They saw that he cannot control himself over the camel and he fell down. Some people may say, we have heard that Ahlul Bayt didn't have anyone. For someone is to say, where was Imam Sajjad to help Zainab salamullah alayha to ride? To help Fatima Kulthum to ride. But Imam Sajjad didn't even help himself on that camel. So what they say, they said, go and bring a chain. They went and they brought the chain. Once Imam Sajjad saw the chain, he started weeping. They started saying some words to belittle Imam. They said, oh, Ali ibn al-Hussein, weren't you aware of this destination? Why you fought against the caliph of the time? Why are you crying? Why are you weeping? Imam alayhi salam said, I am not weeping for this chain. Once you ordered to bring this chain, I remember the chain of the day of Mahshar, the day of Qiyamah. Quran says, I remember these verses. خذوه فغلوه ثم الجحيم صلوه ثم في سلسلة ذرعها 70 ذراعا فاسلكوه. You reminded me only the day of hereafter. I remember that fiery chain that is 70 dhira long. They say, this sinner, take him, wrap him up with this chain that is fiery. This fire is cold, this chain is cold. It is not harmful so much, but that chain is fiery. I am weeping for that chain. Anyhow, they wrapped up they tied up with this chain to the body of the camel in order to prevent him fell down from the camel. Zainab Salamullah alayha narrates that once they ordered the caravan of the Usara to go towards the Kufa, they deliberately ordered the camels to go through the Qatlegah. I don't know what was the situation of Ahlul Bayt when they saw those sacred bodies, those holy bodies, that none of them had head in the body. Hazrat Zainab Salamullah alayha says, I saw Imam Sajjad. You say he is dying. I addressed him, Ya Samal al-Mawin, Mali Ara Tajud b'nafsik. Oh, dear of brother, oh, remembrance of the ones that passed away. What is with you? I am looking at you. You are submitting your soul. Agha Imam Sajjad said, Amen, don't you see that these people, they buried all their bodies, but I don't know the body of son of Rasulullah, if they believe that we are not Muslim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآله الأطيبين. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا وعافنا واعف عنا. اللهم أيد حماة الدين. اللهم أيد علماءنا الربانيين. اللهم أيد قائدنا ولي أمر المسلمين. اللهم اغفر لنا ولوالدينا ولمن وجب حقه علينا وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات بمحمد وآل محمد.